Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Pebble Beach. This is the back nine. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's get right out there to number 10. Here we go. The last of 7 straight holes along the ocean. The 10th hole here is possibly one of the most beautiful, with gorgeous Carmel Beach there in the background. Oh boy, this fairway ducks right down to the edge of the cliff, and I believe the beach is in play. I've definitely seen shots hit down there on television, but that's nowhere you want to be. A big, wide open fairway does exist for you, but a terribly small green perched right on top of that cliff's edge and surrounded by sand. What else could you ask for in a gorgeous par 4? Now I'm playing the cut off the tee, aimed right at the left-hand bunkers, and lo and behold, I hit it absolutely straight, right into the sand. But it was only 130 yards to this front flag. I clubbed up to my pitching wedge, 150-yard club, just hit a little 75 to 80% shot out of there, and it was awesomely pin high on the green, 20 feet away. The cat is going to move out of the way just in time to see the putt roll right on by. A 3-footer for par to clean on up and stay at even par. What a dream round I am having here as we finally head inland. Next holes are all up here on the cliff. Starting on number 11, this heads way up the hill, way more terrain than I thought I was going to see out here at Pebble Beach. 370 yards up the hill with a wide open driving range fairway up there that you cannot see from the tee box. And then the green you cannot see from the fairway as you continue to climb the hill, and it's another little tiny target surrounded by sand. Thankfully, they flattened that green out, making these hole locations a lot more accessible. Now playing that big cut off the tee, the wind was off the left, so this one definitely tailed a little bit further right than I wanted, and I really had to play this shot directly over all of the trouble. 81 yards up the hill. This is a 3/4 lob wedge that I hit directly on the money. 2 feet for birdie. We're just going to go clean it up before anyone else hits their chip shots. Get on out of the way and go enjoy a little snack on top of the tee box of the par 3 12th. You're looking right back down at the rest of the property. You are as far away from the clubhouse as you can get here. And this par 3 is finally heading down the hill. Another tiny target. I'm going to keep saying that over and over. It is surprising to see greens that are smaller than the bunkers that surround them. This really calls for a precision game around here. Not the kind of game I had off that tee box. A long wait we had, and I pulled that 6-iron off the tee. Trying to get up and down on these slick greens is tricky. I did leave my ball below the hole and had a look from 25 feet, but it was not meant to be. Cleaning up for the bogey here. We're going to drop back to even par. It's not my favorite to have a bogey after a birdie, but we are still even par through 12. Number 13 is a gorgeous par 4. Coming out of the stand of trees here, you way back out into the clearing of the fairway here, and it is a gorgeous view. The 9th hole is off to your left, and the peninsula of the 6th, 7th, and 8th is just beyond that. This tee shot is another treacherous one with sand all on the left and the right. And this hole sits severely on the side hill. It does climb the hill, but it's also severely right to left all the way up there. This green is gnarly. Trying to play the cut, and this one was a double cross. A terrible pull left that went right onto the cart path that split the fairways 9th and 13th. I took my drop just off to the side, only had a pitching wedge in my hand from 143 yards to this back hole location, and I was pin high, but in a horrible position. This putt had about 10 feet of break on it, and I had no idea how I could hit it up high enough to get it to stop next to this hole. It ultimately came to a stop about 4 feet underneath the hole. I really couldn't ask for any more, especially when you're able to clean up the par, staying at level par through 13, and we're on to the most difficult hole on the property. The longest hole as well, 582 yards from the tips, and we're heading all the way up the hill. Now off the tee box, those bunkers down the left is all you're going to see, those 3 dotted bunkers, but do not be deceived by what you're looking at. The far right-hand bunker is the middle of the fairway. As you climb to the right, you are really going way up the hill, past these multi-million-dollar mansions, which, by the way, I found out were on Airbnb. That would be a nice vacation. And this green is sit well up on top of the hill. It's blind all the way up there. You're never going to see the whole location. Hopefully you have the right number to give yourself a look at birdie on this long, long hole. Had the cut working for me still. I had to trust it. Even though I hit one bad tee shot, it was not enough to distrust it. Now, we just had to play for a number here. I had over 300 yards into this green. This is a 6-iron layup, leaving myself to a comfortable 135 yards, which is a full gap wedge for me up the hill. Into the wind, I clubbed up though to the pitching wedge, thought it would be enough, but this ball spun right back off the fringe and into the rough. Almost chipped it in for birdie. That would have been nice. And 6 feet down the hill for a grinder's par on this par 5. Now, the next 2 holes are typically underrated for what they are, but do not be deceived. They can be treacherous. The 15th hole tees off from a chute of trees, and it's kind of a blind tee shot as well down to this fairway. Now, initially there was only bunkers all down the left-hand side, and that bunker right in the middle of the fairway was added after Tiger Woods made a birdie from that spot on live TV, and Arnold Palmer promised the people that he would never make a birdie from there ever again. They dug a bunker in that spot, and lo and behold, it is smack in the middle of the fairway. I was terrified of that bunker, aimed at it anyway with my cut, hit nearly a straight shot right at it, and it was perfectly right behind it by 10 yards. Awesome. A nice 90 yards down into this flag. Little knockdown gap wedge into this wind, and man, when you're trying to knock down a shot, it is really tough to keep it dead straight. But it's always nice when you can knock a chip down to 1 foot and have a nice comfy tap in par as we head down to the final 3 holes. A par 4, 3, and 5 to finish us off. This par 4 16th is one of the best on the golf course, especially for one of the holes that's up here off of the ocean. A layup tee shot. You're going to need to stay left and short of these 2 bunkers in the fairway in order to give yourself a look through this chute of trees into one of the most treacherous greens on the entire course. Surrounded by what looks like an ocean of sand, this little tiny green is pitched back to front so severely, I can't even begin to explain. Now, for some reason, I did not feel comfortable with the driver with the way that this fairway pinched down. Never comfortable with the 3-wood anymore, so it was the 2-iron off the tee. Not my best tee shot, and I had a long, over 200-yard approach into this green and into the wind. short and left as my ball got held up in the wind. I'm trying to get up and down here for par, as this green, like I said, was severely pitched, and I made the worst error I possibly could have. I left this ball above the hole. And there it goes. Down, down, down away from the hole. I took no time over this and missed the bogey putt. A little 2-inch putt for double bogey. We're going to take our medicine and run out to the ocean for the final 2 holes, this beautiful 17th. Words cannot describe this hourglass green that sits beautifully out on the peninsula. A smooth 8-iron for me from 172 yards to this front hole location, and it just barely pushed it out to the right. Trying to play the wind that was right to left, I got no movement off that wind at all and did not hit a great bunker shot at all either. This one ran out to the back fringe, and then I had someone step in front of my camera, but luckily my father was recording from his phone, and I had another angle at this par putt, which was nothing dramatic. It was another missed opportunity. Bogey after the double bogey, and we are quickly 3 over par, heading into the glorious finishing hole. Is this the best finishing hole in golf? Comment down below. What do you think? This hole, the 18th hole at the Masters, maybe the 18th hole at St. Andrews? There's a lot out there, but this one might be the best. A wide open fairway out to the right. As long as you don't go in the sand on the right, you should be okay. That tree off the tee is about 285 yards, and it really pinches down the fairway. And you really got to hit a bomb to get it past that tree, especially today as this hole is playing into the wind. As we approach the green, the long beach-like bunker down the left-hand side is going to play as the primary hazard. You really got to go far left to get it in the water. Air out to the right-hand side, though, too far, and that tree will come into play. This is really a tricky par 5 finishing it up. A tiny little green surrounded by bunkers on all sides, of course. It's going to be pitched from right to left towards the ocean. And today I'm facing a bullseye flag right smack in the middle of the green. It's time to air it out and hit that one tee shot on that one par 5 I have always wanted to hit. Ultimately, when I was over the ball, I got lost in my routine and told myself, just hit the cut. Seeing that ball drift out over the ocean and just bleed back into the fairway was a thing of beauty. I had 255 yards to the front of the green and thought my 2-iron could do it. 3-wood was going to be too much club, and 2-iron just got held up in the wind here. Oh man, about 20 yards short. I had to play a pitch shot over that front right bunker and played it nearly to perfection. 12 feet for birdie, and I just jammed it into that left-hand lip. Man, I wanted that birdie putt to drop really, really bad. Now, some could say that that was a brutal lip out. Oh my goodness. All I wanted was a birdie here, but that's okay. Hey, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Later.